This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain adult language, violence, and sexual themes, as well as shocking revelations. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where tonight my friends and I will be playing the Mothership role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is the Methuselah Archive. It was written by Morgan Llewellyn, who is also our game warden, and this is episode 2. Our recap will be given by Kent Blue as his character, Dr. Blaine Tangent. So, without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Kent?
All right, thanks, Tom. Now playing recovered personal audio log of Blaine Tangent. Audio log, entry 1, user ID, Tangent B. File type, personal log. Begin transcription. Am I supposed to say the date on these things? Whatever, doesn't matter. This isn't an official log. Dr. Moon said I should record my thoughts just to let them out. Might help when things get heavy. Said I could even delete the log after I'm done, symbolic like burning the page. Computer, please delete this log after recording ends. Okay, I don't really record my thoughts well. It's just never been too easy for me. But Dr. Moon said it doesn't have to be coherent, just honest. So yeah, I said I'd try, so here we are. Cryo has always been rough. You go under, then you wake up with your guts twisted and years gone. It's like the universe skips forward without you. Every time I try not to think about what I might have missed, who might be gone. Whole lives can be lived while you're under if you're traveling far enough. Fuck. There's sounds of Blaine moving around his suite. I dreamt this time. Rhea and I were standing in a field, one that looked like home. She was saying the word, quiet at first, then louder, louder until she was screaming it. Canister. There's a short pause in the recording. Tav was waiting when I came out. He had been ready like it was routine. While I wrenched up my stomach lining, he calmly started waking the others. Efficient as always. Honestly, I still don't know why I was selected for this mission. After last time, I figured my field days were over. What does a linguist have to offer on a mission to figure out what killed a colony anyway? The rest of the team, they belong here. Dr. Moon's got the psych side handled with a pharmacy in her bag. Dr. Von Neumann's a top-tier sophentologist, the kind of guy this archive was built for. Dr. Kusanagi, I knew about her work before this. Xenobiologist with a serious rep. And Dr. Dr. Moiser, medic, forensic background, knows how to tell you how something died. They're all perfectly suited for this, not me. They all probably know that too. All right, projecting. That's what Moon would say. Stop projecting your insecurities onto the group to validate them. Okay, moving on. I took some time, popped a couple pills from Moon, and got myself centered. We boarded the shuttle. It was a rough ride, but we made it to the archive. The place is pristine. Not just clean. It looks untouched, like we're the first ones to step foot on it. We were greeted by androids, hive mind type thing called Gemini 7. All of them identical. Perfect symmetry. Twins. Walking through those halls, passing more of them, it got under my skin. It must have been apparent because Von Neumann told me I should exercise to help the tension. Probably right. After the long tour, maybe it was 10 minutes tops, I'm being a little dramatic. We got to our suites. Moon requested a smaller room, and the station reshaped itself instantly. I picked my room, locked the bathroom door, and screamed into a towel for a minute. Then we met with the archivist, Li Mei. Casual with kind of an ancient vibe, if that makes sense. Says she's been here nearly 200 years. Calm in a creepy way. I don't know, man, it's a little harsh. I'm on edge. One of those Gemini had this weird little twitch in its mouth when I asked for the mirror in my room to be removed. Or maybe I just imagined that. I don't know. Anyways, we took a long elevator ride down to where we found sensory deprivation tanks. There were no terminals, no data pads. This was how we'd interface with Methuselah directly. Honestly, it's fascinating. We disrobed, got in the tanks, and at first it felt amazing, like I left my body behind, just floating free. Then I was in the field again, childhood backyard infidelity, except there was a dog, which we never had. Kusanagi appeared, said it was her dog from when she was a kid. The others joined soon after, Von Neumann, Moon, Mosier. with their own peculiar sounds attached to them. It started to click. We were in some kind of memory construct that we shared, pieces being pulled from all of us. Then Kusanagi vanished, only to return a few moments later with Tav in hand, walking through the back door of my old house, which was just suddenly there. Tav began explaining something about the situation, but I couldn't focus. I was drawn to the window of my old bedroom. Maria was there, reading. She was 26. That's the oldest she ever got to be. I tried to leave, but every turn led to another window, another version of her. I couldn't breathe. And then Lee May pulled me out. There's a pause and about 60 seconds of silence on the recording. Back with the group, we agreed to use a code word, something that would yank us out if we got lost in memories again. I suggested canister because, of course, I fucking would. Stupid sense of seeking redemption. Maybe I'll remember this time. Lee May explained everything, said this is how Methuselah works. The station doesn't talk to us. It shows us, wraps us in memory, feeling, symbol. Tav asked about Hypnos 3, the colony we're investigating. No one knows what happened. Only 12 bodies were recovered out of millions, 10 of them human. 2 of them, I don't know, something else, bioorganic, cybernetic, I don't know. Methuselah harvested what memories it could from the 12, ingested them, as Lee May put it. Now it's up to us to walk through the echoes. Kusanagi wanted to see the alien bodies. In an instant, we were in the lab. The aliens, they look like Earth pillbugs, nearly identical. Of course, twins again. The session ended. Lee May dismissed us, and we returned to our rooms. I took the last of Moon's pills. It was only 2. This is not a suicide attempt. I will need to ask if the Geminis can synth up some more for me, though. I don't know if I can handle any more of those sessions. There's silence for a few seconds, and then softly whispered, "Canister." End of entry, delete recording.
Thank you very much, Kent. So the sensory deprivation tanks open after that first session. You all emerge. Gemini 7. There are several Gemini 7s in the room now, and they are handing you towels and robes to wipe off the tank fluid. And Lee May appears and says, "Well, I think that is enough for our first session with Methuselah."
Yes, that was quite a bit colder than I was expecting.
Yes, well, I mean, it's all about numbing the sensations of your body, so
Ah,
I feel it's a way to shock us in order to open our minds up to the Methuselah so that it can see whatever it wants to see.
thank you for the opportunity to interface with the Methuselah Archive. It was most informative.
It was a little too heavy for my taste.
It's fascinating, though. I do see with this type of interface, you could get so much more out of it than reading through data files or seeing videos. It's
Comrades,
fascinating.
A symbolic, metaphoric interface is quite fascinating.
Yeah, agreed.
comrades, you were in there for quite a while. You should be hungry, quite hungry by now. Shall we go to the galley?
I could eat.
I would suggest that we discuss what it is we saw, just to make sure that we are all experiencing the same thing.
Yeah, food sounds good.
Good call, Tav.
I will go ahead of you and get the food replicators busy processing the foods that you like. You're muted.
Gemini 7 says to you, Av, that won't be necessary. I'm already taking care of it.
Oh, excellent.
And Lee May goes back to the elevator. Says, "Perhaps after dinner, Dr. von Neumann, we can actually give you a tour of the archive itself."
Yeah, that would be most welcome. Thank you.
If you wouldn't mind, I'd love to join you, Dr. Newman.
Yeah, Dr. Tangent, you're most welcome.
Shall we?
So you all get on the elevator. Um, Again, Lee May uses this little key card, and the elevator rises back up to that initial level. The galley should be nearby your quarters. So you all enjoy. I'm going to go retire for a bit, but I'll be back for that tour, Dr. Von Neumann.
Yeah, they
Very good.
100% probably probed our brains for our favorite foods.
Please have a seat. That was quite an experience, even for me. I feel as if I was inside of your heads.
Yeah, we are all a bit android now, are we not? We have shared experience and memory, just like the Gemini robots.
Your
Well, I didn't
creativity,
appreciate.
your creativity far surpasses anything that us robots could come up with.
I didn't appreciate how it went about probing our minds and exposing things that we haven't thought about in years.
Ah, well, there's nothing to fear in an organized mind.
Yeah, but I wonder if there's a way if we can like section off certain memories.
Yeah, it is a very human experience to deal with certain trauma if experienced in the past.
As much as there's memories I don't want to relive, I assure you, you all don't want to be there either.
But don't you think, Dr. Tangent, that they already made a copy from our brains and just have uploaded it already?
Well, I mean,
It's probably too late to section stuff off now.
yeah, I'm certain that happened. I just wonder if there's could be a redaction process or something.
I
Well,
feel
Doc,
that there's nothing in the archives itself that are going to be able to protect us from it seeing what we don't want it to see. I feel like we're just an open book for it, no matter what we do to try to protect what we have inside our heads.
yeah, Dr. Munn is correct. I'm afraid there's no protecting what we have to share. So we will all have to maintain a professional demeanor and try to maintain a clinical perspective.
Not to disagree with you, gentlemen and lady, but or ladies, but Methuselah is extremely sophisticated. There might be a way we can tell it not to probe personal memories and just stick to data. I'll look into that for you.
Yeah, maybe Jim and I could assist you, Tab. Yeah, who knows? Maybe we could even pose a query to have what Methuselah currently understands of our memories, and maybe not use those to interface with us as much, the more disturbing ones, so we can stay more focused on the research.
Yeah, these are very, very good ideas, and we should pursue them. In a more general sense, I was wondering, how do we proactively communicate with the interface? It seems that we are only receiving. How do we communicate in a one unidirectional manner with this interface?
That did seem to be the problem.
Mm-hmm.
It may be as simple as asking when you are in the interface for what you want. We did want to see the facility where the things were stored, and we were instantly there.
Yeah. So we will have to try some things next time we have the opportunity.
Analyzing human behavior, which is actually Dr. Moon's speciality, there may be some danger involved. Human thoughts and creative visions can be quite disturbing. And trying not to think of them only makes you think of them all the more. We will have to discipline our thoughts.
Well, I can say upon entering the archive, I wasn't thinking the childhood memories that were projected on me.
It may be a stream of consciousness that you thought of one very small detail which was produced, which caused you to think of another small detail, which led you down that path towards your past. That could be the same for all of them. And Methuselah was just reproducing the stream of consciousness as it went.
Well,
It
that
presents
is
some
an
challenges.
assumption, but Lee
Yes,
May,
it
I
is an
think,
assumption.
would be able to answer that more clearly.
If she can, she might not understand it herself.
Well, she understood how to help us out of memories that we were trapped in, so I think she has a better understanding of how to communicate with it and to keep our thoughts more centered.
We'll have to ask.
Perhaps we all need to try and meditate, clear our thoughts from our head, make our minds empty so when we do enter, it has nothing to feed upon, and then we can focus on what our goal is.
Don't you have like a pill for that, Dr. Munn, that can help us?
A pill for relaxation, but not to just empty the thoughts from your head. Meditation is a very healing tool that can be used to help clear one's mind, especially if it's cluttered.
I mean, we could probably take enough of the relaxation pills to clear our minds.
So much so that you may become unconscious and you would be totally clear, my dear.
Tangent does not see anything wrong with that situation.
I would prefer to stay clear-headed.
If you will excuse me, comrades, I will go and do the research that you requested.
Thank you, Tab.
Thank you, Artav.
Yeah, either way, I think as we interface with Methuselah more, we'll over time be more used to how it impacts us and how we can counterbalance any sort of uncomfortable probes.
I mean, I'm honestly why the whole memory thing was necessary. It seems like they could have put us into a space and said, "Hey, think of an apple," and then we think of an apple and have an apple in hand and just slowly train us that way.
That would make more sense, especially on a mental fortifying basis to train our minds to be able to use the archives more purposely.
This was only the introductory session, so perhaps we will be introduced to some more advanced techniques.
Well, I didn't really like the way that we were just thrust into it, like we were being pushed over a cliff. It almost felt like an experiment on us.
Very much did feel like an experiment on us now that you say it that way.
Yeah, that's well put.
How many people have gone in before? So maybe they're still learning the ropes of how humans react to this thing.
Well, that's right. The last humans here were, a small group, but quite a while ago.
And before, who knows how long it was before that, if they even had humans before that. So,
very
well,
good
and
point.
speaking of, I found it very odd that the numbers of the humanoid creatures that we witnessed was the same number of human chambers that exist in the archives. And then the two non-humanoid creatures could very well have been androids. I don't know. I'm just putting this out there, but we should be on our toes. What if the last group that came out to research was that group that we just saw?
So we'll leave as you're all eating your dinner. Tav, where did you go?
Down the corridor, doing a little bit of exploring. I'd already explored somewhat before. If I see a Gemini 7, I will approach it.
Good evening, Tav.
Good evening, Gemini 7. Do you have individual designations, or are you all just Gemini 7?
We are one and the same.
I see. Is it possible to put in some requests of Methuselah Archive concerning the humans and their experience earlier today? The humans don't feel comfortable having their private thoughts probed. They don't mind their business at hand thoughts probed, but their personal memories,
No,
they
the
don't
thing is,
like it. Those things are probed.
I understand their concern. It is a concern shared by all humans who have come here. Many people assume that they can separate their public self from their private self, but that's not how the brain works. The brain is a mess of processes and memory and emotions, so much of which is going on in the background. Completely, the conscious mind only has a certain level of awareness of the full extent of the cognitive processes that are going underneath. It is simply impossible to separate those two things, unless you would like to make everybody fragmented mind, schizoid, if you will. I don't think that's really what they want, though.
I understand. If Methuselah is able to differentiate between their thoughts, however, it might be able to use some discretion on what it shows them.
That's entirely the prerogative of Methuselah.
Are you in contact with Methuselah? Do you have a permanent link?
Methuselah and I converse quite frequently.
Is there an interface?
In a sense.
Am I able to gain this technology to have an interface installed?
I believe that you are simply not an advanced enough model to have.
I understand.
I was created with archival work in mind from the very bones of my design.
Thank you for your assistance. Then I'll turn and walk away.
If you need anything, don't hesitate to ask.
Thank you. I will return to the area where they are.
Well, Tab, what did you find out?
There will be a great deal of difficulty. From what I understand, the difficulty exists in humans themselves being unable to differentiate between one thought or another. It all seems to play together, and it's not able to scan your brains and pick apart bits and pieces of it. It just scans the whole thing, and whatever happens to be there latent in your memory is also an inexorable part of your thought process. I suggest trying some mental discipline techniques to try and focus your thoughts. I also asked for an interface, and other than the one that I utilized downstairs in the communications chamber, I'm not a sophisticated enough computer to have an installation, or so they say.
I had the feeling that was the case. Only insiders had access. There may be another way, Tab. You'll have to investigate a little bit further.
To state it clearly and honestly to all of you, we may be monitored at any particular time. So what we say to one another may not be private as long as we are inside this facility.
I don't think we've said anything wrong.
I mean, if this thing scans memories, the moment we lock back in, it's going to have everything we've done since the last time, whether they're monitoring us or not.
Yeah. Well, perhaps.
Well, then I might as well say it. It is possible, of course, for me to gain access downstairs and plug myself in exactly the same way that I did earlier. if the need for subversion, if that's even possible, is necessary.
I want you to be very careful, though, Tav. Don't want you to fry any of your circuits.
I think that I have ample shielding to prevent any kind of accidental overclocking.
So we have all used the interface at least once. So we have all been scanned. So there are no secrets.
I'm also not sure whether Methuselah could actually lie to us. It's not the way computers work.
I would say that the way brains work, that Methuselah probably knows things that we don't even remember about ourselves.
Probably,
So, like,
if it took the memories in your head.
Yeah.
I think if we press forward with our mission, we'll become more and more acquainted with this interface. It'll be easier for us to interact with it. So if we just focus on our mission, I think we can move forward and start getting some good research in.
I think you're correct, but I also think that we should try to be perceptive to any illusion that may be cast upon our minds. I feel that Methuselah is very intricate with how it works. And by merging our memories together, it created falsities. There were truths to it, but obviously what we were experiencing together never actually happened. So it can maybe not exactly lie, but it can create an illusion to make us think something is actually happening when it's not.
Misinterpretation of data, yes.
And it can be controlled, for lack of better word, because Lee May said that certain subjects that we were not, supposed to know, that Methuselah would not tell us about those things. So there's definitely a way to, because how does Methuselah know what we're authorized to know or not? So there's definitely some way to.
Yes, and he has access to the control of these functions to keep certain things. If we have to be open completely to it, then it should be completely open with us.
Yeah, I agree that we should just focus on the mission. And,
I would suggest one small modification. Professor Munn, Dr. Munn, the thing did happen. It was not physical.
What are you?
The time we spend in the interface is real. It must be accounted for. It is a real experience. We are integrating it into our experiences collectively and individually. And so it must be considered real.
But then you are saying physical. That dreams are real, my dear, when you go to sleep.
They are a real experience, yeah. They are recorded in the mind.
They are recorded in the mind, but they're your mind's way of trying to understand the things that you went through during the day or during your lifetime and trying to resolve issues.
Yeah.
That doesn't make what happens real. It just your brain trying to unscramble things.
I believe we are saying the same things, but yeah, I think of this as a real experience because this is a real thing that happens in the brain.
I believe what Dr. Newman is explaining is that our dreams are unfocused and uncontrolled, whereas our experience in Methuselah is controlled and it is more focused. We can remember what happened in Methuselah very easily.
As opposed
to analyze it.
Yeah. Dreams quickly fade from the memory, but
and they're symbolic mostly.
Yeah.
I think that we'll all get the hang of it soon.
I think you're right, Tav.
We're ready for our next exercise.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
curious, how frequently can we interface with Methuselah? Is this a daily thing for an hour, or is there higher
We were
frequency?
in the interface for 8 hours. Is that
8.
correct? Yes, 8 hours.
8 hours. Okay.
It didn't
So
seem like it.
yeah.
That's an interesting I have an interesting observation. How long do you think it felt like we were in the interface in that other place? An hour?
That
At the
sounds about
most?
right.
Yeah, that feels about right.
But physically, our bodies were in the interface for 8 hours. Therefore, the download speed of our minds into Methuselah is slower than our mind processing speed. I think that might be a reasonable assumption. Why did it take 8 hours to put together those few thoughts that we had and experiences?
Maybe we're new to the interface, so maybe Methuselah was being careful with us and not flooding us too much.
It may be conditioning our minds for faster interface.
If that was careful, I'm kind of afraid of what's not careful.
Yeah.
You seem
there
to have
go.
had a traumatic experience, Dr. Tangent. I'm sorry that happened.
Appreciate that, Tab. Wonder if this place can synth up a nice bourbon or two.
Let me check. I'll go
Or-
over to the interface.
So
Whistle pig.
yes, it will synthesize a bourbon for you. Yeah.
I would like 12 of them.
Make the settings non-alcoholic. Tastes like it.
Okay, so at this point, Lee May enters the room. I hope you all had a wonderful dinner. I'm here to see if anybody wants to go for a little tour of the archive itself.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm most enthusiastic for a tour.
Sure.
Yes, I've changed my mind. I would like to come.
Yeah, I think I'll
If
tag
you're
along.
inviting all of us, yes, I'll come.
Yes, well, if you would all like to come, that's perfectly fine. If you will follow me,
We will.
she leads you back out to the elevator. You all step on. She swipes the key card, and you start going down. And you feel yourself going down for a long time. Perhaps you like past where the room with the sensory deprivation tanks were. And the elevator comes to a stop, and you find yourself, it's this circular room. The floors, ceiling, walls are all glass, but it's all opaque. You can't see it. It's all the glass seems to be frosted. But the room is well lit. Lighting strips between the sheets of glass. And Lee May kind of steps out of the elevator. Just please stand anywhere you'd like.
Is the
well,
room
this-
like a square, or is it, you said it was a
It's
circle?
a circle,
It's
yeah.
a circle.
How large in diameter?
It's not very big. Maybe, I don't know, 50 feet in diameter. So it's sizable. You can spread out.
Yeah, Callista heads over to the opposite side from where they entered.
I'll stand at one of the windows. Even though it's opaque, I want to see if I can see something through it.
About 6 feet out and to the right of the elevator door.
I'll take a few steps not far from Dr. Tangent.
I'll assume, since they're all sort of looking outward, I'll do the same thing. I'll move over near the glass. I'm assuming that it is going to lose its opacity. That word. Yeah.
Opacity. So yeah, you all take up a position in the room, and Lee May says, "Well, how about you say hello to Methuselah?" And yeah, the frosted character of the glass evaporates. And through the clear glass now, you are surrounded by what appears to be brain tissue, pulsing and throbbing. The whole room is encased. The ceiling above you, the floor beneath you, all the walls. It is like you are in the middle of this, basically this glob of flesh. You can see veins pulsing, flesh quivering.
What are we looking at precisely?
This is Methuselah, or at least part of Methuselah.
How was this constructed?
I think grown is the better term.
Grown from what?
Raw biological materials. Eve outlined the process that gave birth to Methuselah.
It is so Methuselah is completely a living entity, a life form.
Yes, it is by far the most impressive cybernetic organism that has ever lived.
Is this a carbon-based life form or silicon?
A carbon-based.
If I can lean up next to the glass, can I use my eyes to sort of magnify and look in to see, am I seeing cellular structure or am I seeing, some super advanced nano computer circuitry or anything like that?
Yeah, it's hard. It's basically both. Like this is like you see like cell matter, like neurons, but they are arrayed in what you would expect in nano computing. As though all the circuits were biological.
It appears to be biological, but at the same time, on an ordered structure, nanotechnology, cutting edge, I would say. My guess is that, and I'll turn towards the Dr. May. I'll be like, my guess is that it wasn't originally this advanced, but has remade itself more and more advanced each time.
The longer archives, it's like wine. The longer an archive ages, the more developed it becomes. The more information it stores. It's constantly changing, as all life forms do.
It's evolving itself. Interesting, and I'll say to the others, that it's evolving itself to look very much like a brain, a human brain. Perhaps human brains are more advanced than we originally imagined.
Yes, but I feel like this is a sentient being. How does it feel about existing like this in what appears to be like a prison?
Dr. Moon, do you consider me a sentient being?
Well, it is made of organic material like a brain and came from genetic material that was grown into the thing that it is now. I mean, were you programmed to have feelings and thoughts, or are you programmed to do as you're told? And
were you?
No, I was not. I feel that an AI can certainly be a sentient being, but you have the will to walk around, to move, to experience your life. This thing is trapped behind a wall of glass.
Boundaries that we set around us. I mean, you are currently trapped in a room. You're trapped in a bubble of oxygen that you can't move outside of without a thing. I think that the concept of trapped might not make any sense to an AI that can reach out across the stars with its mind and analyze things. Might be more efficient. It might dream. Who knows?
Now that would be interesting to know what Methuselah dreams.
And if this is an organism, how does it feed?
So, Dr. May, does Methuselah have feelings, emotions?
Do we see a vascular system?
So Methuselah feeds through a variety of different methods, predominantly photosynthesis.
Highly efficient.
Dr. May's with us, though, right?
Yes.
Yes, so she's the one who answered the question.
Oh, got it. So Dr. May, how does Methuselah feel?
Ask it. I think whatever human emotions are probably a little too simplistic for it. Whatever it feels is far more complex than we could ever fully appreciate, if it could be called feelings at all.
A question would be, does it value less intelligent life forms?
I mean, do you?
Yes, quite a bit.
I know many humans, don't really bat an eye about stepping on ants, do they?
Of course we do.
Well,
Some scientists
you're
spend their
very
entire
kind.
lives studying ants.
Well, I can't speak for Methuselah.
Yeah, you said ask it.
Whether
How would we, how would we, I guess, speak with Methuselah if that's,
Well, when you are interfacing with it, it is best to try to think about something as though you already know it. If there is an idea you're trying to conceive of, something about Methuselah, then it is best to try to piece it together like it's something you have to remember or are trying to remember very hard.
A question came up a short while ago as we were eating. How often are we able to interface and for how long?
Well, the more you interface, the more efficient the process becomes. But I wouldn't recommend longer than 8 hours a day.
Human exhaustion, yes.
Yes, it is. It might not seem like it. You are pushing your brain to the utmost.
This is all very fascinating.
And if Callista touches the glass, does the tissue on the other side respond to that?
No.
No. Okay.
Is it cold or warm?
This room it's quite cool.
I mean the glass.
Oh, the glass is warm, yeah.
Maintaining 98 degree. Well,
About
we're in
that,
the
yeah.
future. A 35 degree.
Being a surgeon who I've seen brains and innards and quite a bit of organic, people that have been under the knife and in surgery, do I notice anything that might be a glaring issue? Like, do I see traumatized organs?
No, you don't see anything like that.
Okay.
The neurons seem to be arranged in a very regular pattern, unlike human neural arrangements. It's very sophisticated.
And I'm interested in earlier when the idea that maybe Methuselah has dreams, but is there
Right.
anywhere where Methuselah's thoughts or dreams perhaps are recorded that we could analyze.
Oh, I don't know if Methuselah will show you its dreams. Although maybe if you ask politely.
Well, if I become friends with Methuselah, like Gemini 7 has, then maybe they will.
Yes, well, maybe that will happen for you, Dr. Munn. Well, shall we go back up?
I have, can I ask one last question?
Oh,
So
yes, of course.
is Methuselah like this chamber here is inside Methuselah? Did
Yes.
they grow around it, or did they reorganize? Or did like plastic in how they in their form they take? Or
Yeah, well, Methuselah, as you said, plastic is the right word for it. It may not look like it, but Methuselah is very agile.
and how far up does it reach? Like, does it go all the way to the surface, or
Yes, parts of it do.
okay,
Most of it stays under the surface.
very interesting. Thank you.
Doctor, could you give us some idea of the volume of Methuselah?
Oh,
Math.
I mean, its volume is could be considered to be quite close to Earth's moon, I believe.
And does it have components that are not devoted to memory? Or is the entire mass devoted to memory?
I mean, it is an archive. I mean, what else should it be devoted to, Dr. Von Neumann?
I'm not sure. Energy production, perhaps?
It's
Heat
cybernetic.
dissipation?
It's a cybernetic organism. I mean, most of it's any organ system that could be exchanged for a technologically more efficient alternative has been done.
I see.
So,
Yes, we can return.
yes.
I think we're ready for a sleep cycle, are we not?
Yeah, I could use some sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
we could
sooner
all
we-
use some sleep.
I do feel somewhat exhausted.
I look forward to our continuing investigation tomorrow.
Oh, yes. The sooner we get to sleep, the sooner we get up and back into Methuselah's research archives.
Okay, so in the interest of speeding things along a little bit, is there anything anybody wants to do before they go to sleep?
Callista
Uh,
wants to find a Gemini 7.
Okay, that's easily done.
Okay. And she finds him and Gemini. Can I call you Jim? Do you mind?
That's perfectly all right with me.
Oh, wonderful. Um, we were just shown, Lee May took us down and took us to the room where we could view Methuselah in all its glory. It's quite impressive. But I was wondering, the question came up on Methuselah having thoughts, dreams. Would there be any way that I could speak to Methuselah, communicate to Methuselah that I'm a friend and I would like to know more about them?
I believe that if that is your intent, Methuselah will pick it up.
Then I shall make that my main focus the next time we plug in.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And do put a good word in with Methuselah for me, okay?
Of course, Dr. Bunn.
Thank you. I'm going to retire now. I'm very tired after everything.
I'm also
Yes,
finding
you should find Wadu should be safe and sound in your room waiting for you.
Oh, thank you. He does need his little pellets. He loves those little things.
also finding a Gemini. As I'm replaying the to tangent the concerning use of words like agile and stays, which to him implies movement, which thinking of something of the size of the moon moving of its own will is terrifying. But finds a Gemini and says, Does this station have pharmaceuticals, or can you synthesize pharmaceuticals?
We could synthesize whatever pharmaceuticals you need, Dr. Tangent.
Excellent. I need a good 2 handfuls of like an antidepressant and anxiety medication.
Are you feeling unwell, Dr. Tangent?
I'm feeling like very wound up and anxious, and teetering on the edge of just, wanting to curl up in a ball and do nothing for a few days.
Hmm. I'm most sorry to hear that, Dr. Tangent.
It's a state I exist in. It's just kind of worse right now.
We can certainly get you those pharmaceuticals. Um, just keep in mind that taking such medications may alter your interfacing with Methuselah.
Noted. I'll be in my room then.
Okay. I will bring it right by as soon as they're done synthesizing.
Much appreciated. To the room to scream a little.
Mhm. And when it's brought to you, it is not as you requested of just handfuls. Um, I believe this is the correct prescribed dosage. We'll
Take a
give you
look.
your next dose tomorrow.
Oh, all right. Gonna do it that way then. All right. Takes it, and closes the door.
Anybody else?
I'll look at my library in my room and take out Children of Memory, a book I really enjoyed. And I'll start to read for a bit, but I'll get distracted and I'll try to look up if as humanity we've ever encountered aliens that had metal appendages or something like forming naturally, like maybe like an exoskeleton forming naturally.
Yeah, I mean, you find plenty of insectoid things with like chitin and, you know, but nothing about so far there hasn't been much in way of encounters with intelligent, like what would you would consider intelligent alien life.
I mean, I don't know if the
Um,
those two aliens we saw were intelligent or not. So,
mhm. But as far as things that are cybernetic in that way, you're not familiar with anything like that.
okay. And I'll go to sleep or try.
Okay. So if nobody else wants to do anything, and you all fall asleep, Dr. Tangent, what do you dream about?
So I think it's a similar dream to on the way here. Same field, me, Rhea, um, repeating the word. She's repeating the word canister, except the big difference is I have an audience of my peers now on one side, and then just an endless wall of Gemini sevens on the other side, just watching the whole thing. Lots of judgment in their eyes. Even the androids who, probably can't make that happen still feels like a lot of judgment. Everyone is seeing inside me, seeing the truth of things.
Okay. Dr. Moiser, what do you dream about?
Oh, it's a little bit what I was dreaming about before in cryo sleep, but now it's starting to merge with our new research. I'm starting off worried and concerned and troubled over the outbreak on Regulus 4 and missing something and not being as helpful as I could have been. And now I'm starting to have that bleed over into our current research. Maybe I'm not going to see what I need to see from these colonists' memories. Maybe I'm going to make horrible mistakes. And I start having a lot of apprehension and a little bit of imposter syndrome of like, am I good enough? Am I good enough for the task to figure out what happened to that colony? Sort of a cyclical worry, concern.
Okay, great. Dr. Moon, what do you dream about?
Being exposed to memories of her childhood drifts off and starts to dream about a childhood memory from when she had a period in her life where she was ill a lot, and her parents sent her to her grandparents' farm because the air was better, the sun was clear. They thought it would be helpful for her health. And while she was there, she was out in the fields. It seemed to be beautiful. And then a storm just came up out of nowhere, and she became frightened. There was thunder, there was lightning. She ran. She was far away from the house. She didn't know what to do. She ran into the thicket of trees, and she found a tree that was hollowed that she crawled into and just stayed enveloped within this tree, feeling safe from the storm until it subsided. She fell asleep inside the tree, and when she woke up, the storm was over. And I think that's why she feels safe in small spaces.
Okay. Dr. Kusanagi, what do you dream about?
I dream of being devoured or enveloped by this gigantic brain that seems like first it's organic, but then it switches to like more a metal type of brain, but it's when I look closer, it's organic again. And once I'm like totally swallowed up, like the brain changes shape so it can like dissect me.
Okay. Dr. Von Neumann, what do you dream about?
I think getting in the cold water tanks reminded Von Neumann a little bit of an experience he had when he tried scuba diving on vacation once. And so he fell asleep kind of thinking about that experience and what it was like to descend into the water and go deeper and deeper. And in his dream, it just keeps getting darker and darker and darker until it's eventually he realizes there's no light at all and he doesn't know how deep he is. And he sort of wakes up in a panic. You know, it's like 4 a.m. or something, and he just decides, well, I will just do some calisthenics for the recommended 1 hour.
Okay. And Tav, do you dream at all?
Well, I don't really not dream in that sense. My mind is occupied. An intrusive thought is I think about the face of the first human that I saw after being reactivated after my mental purge, Johann Dieter. He was particularly kind to me, which you don't usually get from a technician. And we had an interesting conversation. And as a result, I sort of have if I can like things, I like people and I like friendly faces, and I've grown quite close to everyone on our team. So I have an intrinsic sort of protective instinct. I'm using human terminology, but as a result, I think that I need access. I need a way to subvert anything that might endanger them. So having been hooked up to the interface, I analyze it and design my own interface. I don't have the material to build it yet, but I'm figuring out how to get what I asked the Gemini 7 for without the need of the Gemini 7s or anything like that. So I'm planning on creating my own interface.
Okay. So you all wake up. Is there anything anybody wants to do before your second archival session?
Oh, breakfast.
And Callista's going to try to meditate. She feels clearing her head of unnecessary thoughts, decluttering will be helpful.
There's also a very nice gymnasium down the hall.
I think Dr. Tangent does go and use the facilities, the gymnasium, for an hour at the recommendation of von Neumann.
I'll go there
follow-
too, just to talk and keep company.
I'll follow suit with Dr. Moon's suggestion and attempt at mind clearing meditation.
I'll try and find a Gemini and see if he can like reconfigure my room to include a little smoking zone and ask if he can print some cigarettes for me.
Yes, that should be easily done.
And that will be my mind clearing ritual.
Ever since the cure for cancer, everybody smokes again.
I thought like in this world, like it would be something that nobody does anymore. Because it's like, why would you? But yeah.
So after breakfast, after your exercise, after your smoking, Lee May comes to collect you all. Says, well, which set of memories do you want to work with today?
What are our choices?
Well, there are the scientists, there was the family, there was the colony administration, and of course, the twins.
Are there
The insectoids.
Ah,
I vote we start with the scientists. They're going to have
Yeah.
a lot
Or is
more
it-
of
or is
that
the administration?
information.
yes, I'm interested in the administration as well, Dr. von Neumann.
is there a way to determine which ones were deceased first?
They all died relatively at the same time.
Okay.
I guess a good question is are we doing this all together, or like are we traveling as a group, so to speak, or are we dividing and conquering?
I would suggest that we stick together at first. Once we get more advanced in our interface experience, then we can break off safely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with this.
One question
way.
that came to mind is if some odd billion people, a million people vanished from the planet, was there any residue? Were they melted? Were they disintegrated? Even
Yeah,
if they
there
were
is.
disintegrated, there would be some residue.
Where is the carbon, the biomass?
Yeah.
There was no sign of any sort of commotion.
We didn't have
Oh,
much time to look around, though. So
Yeah.
I'd say we can continue this inside the interface.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay. So Lee May swipes the card, the elevator goes down, and you end up back in the room with all the sensory deprivation tanks.
Well, we know the routine. Everybody close off.
Get nude again.
Yeah. Dr. Tangent, are you aware that for optimal sperm productions, the testicles must be kept a few degrees cooler than the core body?
Well, I guess
noted.
you'll be optimal after
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, let them hang free, Dr. Tangent.
Duly noted. Hang free they shall, and then into the cold gel or whatever.
Yeah. And you all
Dr. Newman, I have to thank you for planting that thought in their minds when they're going into
Most welcome,
Ballroom.
Artav.
I know what I'll be dreaming about tonight.
Testicle world.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I strip, I go into the pod.
Okay, and you all experience that sensation of your body vanishing. Dr. Tangen, you are in your apartment. The bottle of pills is in your hand. Your whole arm is shaking, but you just can't seem to do it.
And in the mirror, intently into my own eyes, I'm like, don't be a fucking coward. Quit being so fucking scared. But just like start to raise the bottle and put it down. And then just like lashes out and punches the mirror and throws the bottle against the wall and just collapses on the floor, just sobbing and muttering just different things, things like they'll never forgive you. It's your fault. Canister, fucking coward. Just, I mean, it goes on until he just mercifully exhausts himself after probably an hour or so. Then he wakes up in the morning, gathers up all the pills, puts them back in the bottle, and puts it right there back on the counter.
Okay.
Try again tomorrow.
And as you set it down onto the counter and you look in the mirror, instead of your reflection in the mirror, you see Dr. von Neumann staring back at you.
Okay. Sinner. Okay. Fuck. Okay. Canister. I mean, pull yourself out of it. Come on. Canister. Just trying to pull myself out of this apartment, and maybe because I could see von Neumann to wherever he is,
Yeah, so Dr. von Neumann, it's like you're looking in through a window and you witness this incident. No one else seems to be around.
This is not a professional memory. Perhaps we should just forget it and move on.
Do I hear him talking?
No, you're just
Okay.
in that apartment.
Okay.
Is there anyone else in the apartment? Is there any, I'm just curious about the details.
Yeah, so yeah, this is a small apartment. It seems like it's very messy. It's just somebody hasn't cleaned this place up in a long time. Clothes are scattered, empty cartons everywhere. It's very dimly lit. There's just Dr. Tangen inside.
I'm going to try knocking on the window.
Dr. Munn, you hear a knocking at the door.
Hello? What? Is she standing in a room? There's just a door in front of her?
Yeah, there's just a door in front of you.
Is someone there? She approaches the door and puts her ear up to it. Can she hear anything besides knocking?
No, it's just the knocking.
And what does the door look like?
This looks like the door to the first apartment where you lived by yourself.
Oh, okay. So she'll open it.
And on the other side, you find Dr. von Neumann.
Dr. von Neumann. Well, fancy meeting you here.
I was expecting to see someone else.
I didn't know what to expect, really. Not after the last time.
This is quite strange. I will walk through the door, close it behind me, and then turn around and reopen it.
And when you reopen it, you see Dr. Kusanagi seated comfortably, reading a book.
Okay, yeah. So this is the way to get us all here, yeah?
Yes,
So
it seems
join.
rather easy.
let us join Dr. Kusanagi.
I'll follow you. Yep.
Oh,
Maybe we
hey.
should hold hands.
Sorry, I forgot we were on a mission. I was just reading a book.
Physical contact might assist in pulling you together.
Nine. No touching hands.
Well, what about your sleeve? Would that be fine?
Okay.
All right, I won't touch your hand.
But they're not all together yet, correct?
No, Dr. Moiser seems to be absent, and so does Dr. Tangent.
I'm currently in the observation level looking down at you. You can't see me, but I don't see you all in the same place.
Well, I feel we're doing better than we were before. Dr. Kusanagi, maybe if we link arms, keep together physically, then we won't break apart like we did the last time.
That sounds like a good idea. Also remember our word, canister.
Yes.
Try and focus on the rest of the party.
Let's
I'll
try
think.
being explicit with our desires. So, Methuselah Archive, we want to all be together in the same place. Please.
So you speak those words aloud, and nothing happens.
We needed to make it like a half-remembered thought or something, Dr. May said, right?
Is the door still behind us now?
Yes.
Maybe if we turn around and open the door, then we'll find someone else.
Wouldn't hurt to
We
try.
will all try to imagine Dr. Tangent coming through the door.
I don't know if we should focus solely on just any particular thing that might not be good right now. Just let's open the door.
If you expect to see him as you open the door, that might work effectively.
Do both.
Okay, the closest gonna visualize the door opening and Dr. Tangent being on the other side.
Okay. So you open the door, and it's just this smell of unwashed sheets and body odor hits you as you're looking into this darkened apartment. And hasn't been cleaned in a long time. All the lights are off. And you just hear sobbing coming from inside.
Hello? If I brush my hand across the walls, is there a light switch?
Yeah, you can turn on the lights.
I'm gonna flick it on.
Dr. Moon? Is it?
Oh, Dr. Tangent, are you all right? Have you been hurt?
No, I haven't been hurt. Are you here? Like, can you drag me out of here?
Yes,
help
I
me
think
out?
we found a way that we can all find each other. Come here and link your arm with mine, or one of us. Just don't touch Dr. Von Neumann's hand. He's wonky about that.
So Dr. Tangent starts to get up and puts his hand down and realizes there's a knife in his hand because he was going through. He remembered this half-remembered thought, to kind of talk to Methuselah, and he's trying to focus on that. Unfortunately, all he could remember was the thought from the day after the pills, thinking the knife would have been easier, and so he shoves the knife away and stands up and links arms and wipes his eyes.
Okay, so at this point, we've all come into the room with you. All right, let's try this again. Let's turn around and open the door and focus on Dr. Moisia.
Yep.
So you do that, and the door just opens into nothingness. You don't see Dr. Moiser. Dr. Moiser, You are wandering alone through one of the burned out hab blocks on Regulus 4.
Looking for anyone, any survivors, anybody feeling desperate to still help, but yet sort of hopeless, not expecting anything good to be turned up.
Yeah, and this feeling is weighing on your mind. This great sense of your own incompetence or inadequacy to the task. This is somehow all your fault.
Yeah, I can't. If only I could have figured this out sooner. Maybe less could have died. If only we had more time.
And looking ahead of you, you see a young woman in a lab coat sitting there outside of a burned out building. And she looks up at you. She looks at her hands and says, "Excuse me, sir. This may seem like an odd question. Is this hell?"
I'm not sure. It's Regulus. I don't know. Methuselah.
Regulus.
I'm
No, I was on Hypnos 3.
Hypnos 3. You. What?
And
Who
you're
are you?
suddenly at a party. You can taste champagne in your on your tongue. The music is loud. There's a blur of people without faces all shaking your hand. And they're like, "We're all so proud of you, Ava. You've done it."
Done. What? What is it? Humor me.
The research post. You did it. You made it. We're all so proud of you.
Oh, the research post. Yes. What did you like about it? What what was your take on my research?
Oh, well, I mean, you're always at the top of the class. I mean, the fact that Gaia chose you for their post on Hypnos 3, I mean, it's quite an honor.
Goodness, it is. It is such an honor. I was picked. Was everyone else picked too? What?
Oh, I mean, the rest of us, we've got, staying in academia or, much less prestigious positions, but you truly deserve it. Thank you. And they raise a toast.
Oh yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And you see in the crowd, most of the faces are, they start to become more familiar with you. You see your best friend Aram is there, talking with a woman you don't recognize. You see, let's see. You see Melanie, your roommate. She's over there by the wall by herself.
But
I mean, you just feel electric. You've really done it. All your work in, you finally got your doctorate in applied cybernetics. And never in a million years did you expect Gaia to select you out of the thousands of applicants.
Selected to be on the colony of Hypnos 3.
Okay.
This is amazing. This is amazing. Do we know of anyone else selected for it, or what we are to expect at Hypnos 3?
All you've been told is that the details will be given to you on your arrival. Um,
Oh,
everything's everything's under NDA, of course.
NDA.
Um, so they won't tell you until you arrive, but it's something important. I mean,
Okay.
this is one of the top research institutions in the galaxy. This is, you've really
Lord,
made it.
that's fantastic. Do I get a sense that this Hypnos 3 colony is exclusively going to be populated by those selected from Gaia?
No, the Hypnos 3 is a well-established colony.
Oh, okay.
It's it's been about a century since it was initially colonized. So it is just
Oh,
Gaia has a laboratory on the planet.
got it. Okay, understood. Yeah. My goodness, what a great day this is. I I look around. Do I see any faces at all? Am I recollecting myself as Dr. Mosier and
Who's that?
any?
You've never met a Dr. Mosier in your life.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm just totally in this other. This is fantastic. I've got to I've got to go see like all my friends and family that are here. Does my friend kind of sitting off by themselves, was that Melody off to
Yeah,
the
Melody.
side? Yeah, I'll go over to Melody and say, what's wrong, Melody?
Oh, is I'm just gonna miss you, like it's bittersweet. Like I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you, Ava. So I'm just such, I feel so horrible and selfish, not wanting you to go.
Oh, I appreciate that. I'll miss you too. This isn't necessarily forever, though. This
Well,
is
I
just
mean,
a
by the time you exit stasis, I'll be 30 years. I'll
oh,
be
yeah,
I'll be middle aged by then, and you'll still be you.
yeah. This is just such an opportunity. This is what I've always hoped for. But yeah, now that I have it, yeah, this is a bittersweet. This is very bittersweet.
So the rest of you, yeah, you thought about finding Dr. Moiser, and you went through that door, and he's nowhere to be found.
I seem to have lost his personality signal. Something's wrong. I'm attempting to locate Dr. Mosher. He seems to be caught in a cognitive loop. His personality seems to be overshadowed by another female. Dr. May, is he in any danger?
No, this is how I would hate to disrupt him now. He's engaged in the research project. Have.
I believe Dr. Mosher has adopted the personality of a previous resident of Hypnos 3. Interesting. Interesting technique.
It's memories. Have. He's experiencing someone else's memory. No better way to learn.
Yeah, I'm concerned. Should you project me to his location?
I mean, if you really are that concerned, um, so Ava, you and Melody embrace, and again, this is just a blur of faces. You hardly recognize anyone that's here, or maybe you once did, and you forgot who was here. But that's okay. And you see a distinctive person stand out from the crowd. You see this woman with blue hair and a lollipop. You don't know who she is.
Do I see him?
You don't
Or
see
her?
Dr. Moiser.
Mm.
This
Is
is
there-
just, you're just in the middle of a party. You're looking around for any familiar faces. You see Dr. Tangent, holding a glass of champagne, leaned back in the far corner. You see Dr. Kusanagi and Dr. von Neumann are together by the door. Tab
Do they
is
look
standing
as confused as I am?
you're all in the middle of this party.
Okay.
You don't recognize anyone here.
I'll go over to Tangent because he seemed rather distressed when we found him. So I want to make sure that he's okay. Dr. Tangent, I don't know what we're doing at this party. It is marvelous, but I don't see Dr. Mosier anywhere.
You see very few people in this party have a face. They're all almost mannequin-esque blurs of faces, not faces.
Oh, I hate that. Like, I'm averting my eyes because it's that bothersome to me. Like,
Yeah, I'm guessing we're in someone else's memory, or someone else's memory that you were never at a party like this. I was never at a party like this.
well, it almost reminds me of my graduation party. I mean, similar, but
But not
this-
yours.
right. This isn't from my memories.
You should be where Dr. Mosier is currently, although he seems to be overshadowed by another personality, a woman named Ava.
Ava. I don't feel
might-
comfortable going up to one of these faceless people and trying to
You
speak
might-
to them.
You might try your code word.
Good idea. Let's try it, Tangent. Let's go get you see the others? Let's see if we can group back together and we can focus on our word.
Yeah,
I'm
Tangent just
transferring to your
screams-
location.
Tangent just screams canister as loud as he can.
Oh,
Yeah, Ava, you don't know who these people are at your party, but one of them's just screaming at the top of his lungs, canister? That you have no idea why. That's like such a bizarre thing to say.
Tangent.
Hey, that's what it's for.
Yes, but we
None
can
of the
just say
faceless
it
people
out
seem to notice.
Oh.
No one else seems to notice.
Yeah, no one else acknowledges this in the party.
That's weird.
I'll fade in.
So from my perspective is, I don't know, but is Ava the only one that reacted other than my immediate?
No, so you're looking around and there's only 3 people with actual faces in this room. One is a younger man. He's talking to a few faceless people. And then you see 2 women leaned up against a wall together, and they both have faces.
I posit that one of the 2 women is Ava and Dr. Mosier at the same time.
I'll turn to Melody and say, I wonder what that strange man is screaming canister for. I
don't
bet he's
know.
had a bit too much to
Somebody,
drink.
I don't know who the fuck invited him. I'm sorry. This was supposed to be a more intimate affair, but word got out and people started inviting people, and now it's a whole thing. So
It's all right. It's all right. I love this. You did a great job. This is wonderful. I couldn't have imagined a better time. It just looks like some people might have gotten a little bit too happy and carried away with the spirits.
yeah, well, that tends to happen, but we're celebrating. The night is young. I'm sure we'll
Yeah.
all be shouting canister by the end of it.
A canister it is.
He seems to be experiencing the thoughts and memories of perhaps one of the victims, one of the 12, maybe.
Then, I mean, should we just observe then?
Observe.
And stop interfering?
Dr. May says that there's no danger.
See what
This
we
is how Methuselah works.
see what we can learn. I'll walk up to the man with the face and just engage in talk with him
Oh,
because I know
hello.
for
I
sure
don't
that he's not Moiser.
I don't believe we've met.
No. Yeah. I'm Kusanagi. I'm studying to be exobiologist.
Oh, my name's Roderick. Astrophysics.
Oh, cool, cool. I assume
What year are you in your studies? I haven't seen you before.
well, I don't show up to class that often. I prefer to learn from home. Uh, I just finished my bachelor last year. I'm in my master's right now, so.
Oh,
And
nice.
how do you know Ava? Oh, wait, I
Oh,
probably don't know the name, right? I'm sorry. How did you come to this party?
oh, well, Ava and I go way back.
Oh, really?
Childhood friends.
And she wrote a good paper or something. I heard people talking. What's
Oh,
it went
she
a little
got
over my head. Could you explain it like in more layman terms?
oh, well, it's her postdoc. She was accepted to be part of a research installation on Hypnos 3 run by Gaia Research Group.
But she must have been
It's quite
selected
an
for.
honor.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. But she must have been selected for a reason, right? So
Oh, I
they
mean
must have been very impressed with her writing, or
her work in cybernetics is groundbreaking, honestly. She focuses
okay,
on she focuses more specifically on non-human cybernetics. So not your more normal cybernetic augmentations, but cybernetics into non-human organisms.
okay. Well, leave it to Ava to knock it out of the park, right?
Yes, we're
Uh,
all she's truly the best of us. I hope she remembers us someday.
I'm sure she will. Like you all throwing this nice of a party for her. I'm sure she'll remember you for eternity.
Well, that's very romantic of you. Are you sure you don't study what is it? Poetry or something?
No, no. I have my moments.
Well, please drink. I think there's some champagne somewhere. Um,
In an effort to blend in and not interfere, I am having some drinks.
the champagne tastes incredible.
Yes.
Like better than this is probably the best champagne that you've ever had.
I am having a few.
Anywhere on the tables or a viewing screen, are there any magazines, newspapers?
No.
No.
I think I understand
And most
something.
of the room is indistinct.
I think
So
I
there's, I
understand
mean,
something. Oh, go ahead.
no, you finish your thought.
In this interface, if you interact with the player characters, as it were, you might gain insight into what Ava was doing on Hypnos or what she was going to do, or this is the first part of what we're trying to figure out what happened to the people. Any one of them might be able to give you information on that. I believe Ava, Melody, and that guy,
Roderick.
Roderick, will have some information.
Melody leans over to you, Ava, says, "Who's that girl talking to Roderick?"
Not certain. I think it's no better time than the present to meet somebody. Melody, you should go. You should go meet them. Come with me.
Oh, well, I was, yeah, no, of course. So, Dr. Kusanagi, you see the two women who have faces. approaching you.
Hello, Ava, and
I'm Melody.
Melody. I'm sorry. Must. How are you enjoying the party, Ava? It's quite the honor, I've heard.
Oh, this is wonderful to see all my friends and throw this for me. This is such a great day in my life. I can't wait to get to Hypnosis 3 and start my work that I've been selected for.
I can
A
imagine.
question for the keeper.
Yes.
I would know that, right? I would know
Yes.
that I'm selected to go there for. Yeah, okay. I
Yes.
don't want to
Yeah.
presume what I know.
Yeah. No, you definitely know that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be a very leading in the field of research, though.
Yeah. There will be so many great minds there gathering. So very much looking forward to this. But I'll miss so many of you. And I look over to Melody and kind of sad, but this has been calling to me ever since I was a little girl, and so I had to do this.
It's a shame we can't join them, right, Roderick, Melody?
Yes. Well, interstellar travel is as a one can't just do it because one feels like it.
Oh no, definitely not.
But again, I hope you're. And then Roderick gives you a hug, Ava, and says, "And I was just telling Kusanagi here. I hope you remember us."
Oh, I sure will. How can I forget you? My God.
And with that, the party seems to fade away. And Dr. Moiser, you're looking at Dr. Ava Bryloff as she's seated outside of the structure on Regulus 4. Did you hear my question, sir?
Oh, I'm so sorry. No, I didn't. What was that?
Are we in hell?
Oh,
And with
my.
that, she fades, and Regulus 4 fades, and you're all alone.
What was that? What was that? That was the canister. Canister.
And you say that, and the six of you
Canister.
are all at this point seated in the remnants of this very vague apartment space. All the people are gone, and it's just the six of you.
Dr. Mosier, are you all right?
I don't know. I was her. I was me. I am me. I was back in Regulus 4 and going through the desolation and the doomed colony, and then I saw someone. It ended up being Ava, I think. I didn't know that then, but as I got closer to her, I seemed to be her. I didn't really notice it at all, though. I just stopped being me and started being her. And then I was at the party and we were celebrating my graduation and well, not her graduation and being chosen by Gaia to go to Hypnos 3, and it just slid in. I was completely unaware of myself, and very aware of her at the party. I never experienced anything like that before in my life.
But you just saw her and that was it? Did she see you? Was there an interaction?
She did seem to see me back up when I was thinking about Regulus 4 and seeing Regulus 4 and all of its desolation. I saw her, she saw me, and as I closed to get closer with her, that's when I was pulled into her. And then there was no more me, and it was just her. And then her singularity expanded into her experience of the party. I can only guess that that's what she actually experienced.
Dr. Mosher, does it seem to you as if those are in fact your memories?
Sorry, that hit me hard there. They do seem like my memories. They seem sort of experienced firsthand almost. But now I feel very much apart from that. Like I am me, obviously, and that was her. And there's a separation. But for a time, yeah.
Did
now
you see her again?
No, I've not. Now that this is past, this seems. Yeah, I'm not sure if I will see her again.
If I can speculate, what happened to you was her memories were implanted over your own brain in an effective way of downloading into your mind her experiences. I suspect this is going to be something that happens to us when we are in the interface.
Yeah, I agree. It's
the advantage being that you know how they think.
Yeah, definitely a bit of an uneasy feeling to lose yourself, but it happened so quickly. I didn't feel despair at all. I just simply was her, and now I'm not. Yeah, that one will have to sit with me for a while, and that one I'm not fully certain how to really deal with that. But well, therapy later. On with the research.
Dr. Tangent is very much longing for being someone else. So, in his own mind, he is hoping that next time, maybe he gets to be someone else for a while.
And as you're thinking about wanting to be someone else, you're looking into the mirror. A bottle of pills is back in your hand. And you see Ria's face on the other side of the mirror. It's covered in blood. Her eyes are wide. And you see her mouth the word canister. And that is where we will end the session for today.
Our players included Carrie Marion, Stuart Lively, Stefan Amshi, Cohen Lighton, Kent Blue, and myself with Morgan Llewellyn as the game warden. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you'd like to show us your appreciation, please visit our Patreon page, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the strange and sometimes terrifying universe of the Mothership role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.